Good afternoon, everyone. This is Luis Magalong, and welcome. Welcome to Moving Beyond Crisis series. We're on part 8 of our webinar series webinar. Okay, just as welcome everyone to those who are joining. Welcome. I see 4 people joining right now. So welcome, welcome. I hope you're. Thank you for tuning in. Di ba? Bago. So once welcome, welcome. I see names. Allow us to feel you. Just comment. Comment. Do a shout out. Do a like. All right. Okay, I want to say hi to friends joining us. Our participating groups. Thank you. Okay, so while waiting for the others, let's just may pabati portion. No? Okay. So we have people joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with us. I know this would be a very informative topic and a discussion that would really uh, help us towards as we move, not transition, but we're now on the new normal. So how to live in the new normal. So we're just as the topic today, back to basics. So once again, yan, I see people. Thank you to those people who have been joining us since part 1. Thank you. Uh, I've seen familiar names and faces to your profile. So I'm happy. I'm happy you're joining us once again. So yan, okay. Yan, already. Okay, thanks for joining. So, yan, thanks. Yan, a lot of people are joining. Hello, Miss Jen. Okay, thank you for joining. Okay, we have few. Allow us to feel your presence. Please click like. Okay, please do a comment. Okay, if you've been joining us for since the very beginning or previous parts or series parts, click just comment. Just allow us to feel your presence so that I could greet you on air. All right. So okay. Also, okay, if you've been if this is your first time you're joining us, you're welcome. You're very much welcome, and thank you for spending your 5 p.m. service with 5 p.m. I don't know 5 p.m. time. Yeah, time slot. Parang pipa clock daw. All right. So if just to formally start us, okay, allow me to show you why we're doing this.
The number of coronavirus patients in the country reached 10,610. 1,991 health workers are infected with COVID-19 with 34 deaths to date. Please support our cause to protect our frontliners. We are seeking your help through Burden to Breakthrough.
Okay, so those are the two videos. If to know more about our group, Vertical Parallel, you may visit our page or direct message us to further discuss how we can help you and how we can partner you with. But for the initial video that we've shown you is the reason why we're doing trainings. Vertical Parallel exists. Our purpose is to bridge you to success. So how we do is we do this in 4 channels. First is a customized training. What we do is we customize our training specifically for you depending on the needs analysis or the training needs analysis that we will be conducting. So just get in touch with us and we will gladly explain how we do this. And also we on the next channel that we're doing this is through our speakers bureau, wherein we provide you the best speakers in the country to help you accomplish your progress at the same time, your metrics, how you intend to measure them for the year. So this includes your short and long-term visions. Also, we do vertical parallel also exists in creating events management. In creating events, we produce, we partner, we do these events for you. The learning side, hindi po ito yung mga social events, no? Hindi po ito yung mga weddings natin, but this is on the learning side natin. So learning trainings, we customize this as an event for you. Also, there's a new channel that we're coming up, the Creative Agency channel. This is where we draw the best strategies that we can offer or we can help you with as you do your business, as you uh, expand your business. So these are for channels. Also, if this training, this series webinar has been helpful to you, kindly tag somebody. Yeah. Okay. So if you know somebody would benefit from today's talk or from the previous series, kindly tag them. Just ask them to visit our page, Vertical Parallel Asia. And if you've been part of the previous trainings, please click like, and click comment, and also just just to medyo make it light. So if you have done something very unique this past ECQ ba? ECQ tawag natin, this past ECQ, just click the heart sign. Yan. So para naman natin, para ko lang malaman if you've done something unique. All right. So speaking of that, this webinar would not be possible without the help of our partners, which basically the Burden to Breakthrough campaign is done by together with our partners. Elevation, AIB, PME, Magalong Talks, and Icon Graphics. The Burden to Breakthrough, the second video that I've shown you, is a campaign series or a fundraising series that we're doing. We were entering. We just entered the uh, first second half. So the fourth week part of Burden to Breakthrough, wherein we would like to raise funds in creation of swab booths to be given to select hospitals. Okay, this would help in the mass testing or the direction of the government or the strategies of the government in doing mass testings. These are the swab booths. You've seen them. And also, if you've been watching us, you know how to be part. First is give. Okay, if you would like to give, just PM us, direct message us. We will provide you with the details. The numbers are shown in your screen right now. Okay, yan. Those are the accounts. Okay, just to know, you can the numbers are on the screen, are on the left side of your screen. Okay, just get in touch with us. Also, okay, this webinar series is through the help of our speakers and partners. So the speakers who have been joining us sila is with Mr. Pudiverso, Mr. Al Ian Barcelona, Mr. Cleve de la Calzada, Ms. Jenny Magalong, PJ Lanot, and Joel Elio. And there are the other speakers who would be joining us for the next weeks. And okay, since you're seeing this, that these are post. Yan. Okay. Oh, next week, join us on June 10. Okay, as we talk about the new normal, new business opportunities, discussed by Mr. Joel Cruz. He is an entrepreneur for Go Negosyo. He's a brand builder and a certified life coach. Okay, and on June 17, please join us as we talk about financial freedom, your survival guide under crisis, with Mr. Efren Cruz. And he's a seasoned investment manager, a best-selling author, columnist, chairman and CEO of Personal Finance Advisors Philippines Corporate, or PFA. Okay? So, okay, yan. So once again, just to announce you, Burden to Breakthrough is still on. So kindly help us by giving or sharing. Okay, you can share it with your friends. Please do share them with your friends on your Facebook accounts, or you can ask your friends to share it in their Facebook accounts. So okay, let's move on. Okay, our series for today, for the part 8, okay, is entitled Moving Beyond Crisis, Series 8, Beyond the Crisis is Back to Basics. Okay, three topics that would be discussed there is rediscovering our real essentials, rebooting and going back to basics, and re-engineering to survive means profitability. Okay, our speaker this afternoon is an executive coach. He is a certified John Maxwell trainer, a leadership performance coach. He is a member of the American Society of Training and Development Entrepreneur. And for us, he is one of the mentors that we really, look up to. And I appreciate this guy because he takes time to really polish his slides before he presents, and he takes time to have a chat with us. So I'm humbled and honored to welcome this afternoon our speaker, Mr. Ardy Abello. Hello, Sir Ardy. Hello, Sir Ardy.
Hello. Hi,
Hello, Sir Ardy.
everybody. How are you? How are you, Luis?
I'm good, Sir Ardy. How about you?
I'm good. Okay naman. Trying to keep fit as best as possible. Reconnecting with our passion and all. And Jen, how's Jen? Okay naman. Everyone's okay.
She's good. Everyone's okay. She's good. And just I mentioned with our audience right now. No, we have various individuals joining us together in different groups. Our participating group, which is the Philippine Ports Authority, and also we have been there. They've been part of our previous series. No, these are the depth ed. I think they are the teachers or the depth ed individuals. So um, I'm just glad that they've been
Wow,
joining us.
nice.
So it seems that we've been sharing enough learning. So they look forward learning from you, Sir
Yeah.
Ardy. So take the stage, sir.
Thank you so much. Thanks again, Luis and Jen, and thank you also for inviting me here to Vertical Parallel and Burden to Breakthrough. And I really commend you for what you're doing. It's not over yet. We know that the virus is still there, and we're really happy that we have friends like you who help in providing more and more equipment, more and more support and help for our frontliners. So thank you so much for that. And to everyone that's listening, I want to greet everybody and hope that you're all well, that you're all doing okay. We know that we've gone through so much in the last 70 plus days, but we're gonna weather this together. We are going to weather this together. Kailangan lang talaga magkapit-kapit tayong lahat at magtulungan tayong lahat para makita natin yung what they say, either the light at the end of the tunnel or the silver lining or the horizon, but we can all do this together. So thank you so much again for inviting me over. And I want to share with you with everybody just very quickly. How much time do I have, Luis, so that I know to when to stop talking? I think you're on mute. I can't hear you. You're Okay. All right. So let me just share with you. These are my slides that I want to bring up for you, for everybody. We're going back to basics. Sabi nga nila, let's go back to basics. There we go. I've entitled this talk Beyond the Crisis, Going Back to the Basics, Living a Life of Simplicity. Kung napupunan nating lahat, nung nag-umpisa yung ECQ, that was March 15, thereabouts. March 15, March 16. That week started the entire ECQ. And while we were all going through the ECQ, we were kind of feeling what's going to happen in the first week. So medyo nagsisettle pa tayong lahat sa first week natin. Diba? Pero nung mga second week na, third week na, iba na eh. Iba na yung feeling natin. I mean, there's a feeling of, hey, we gotta get organized now. Hey, we gotta put our lives in order because we're gonna be here for quite a number of weeks. And so what we did in the house, I told my kids, I am married and I'll be married for 28 years now, and I have 5 kids. My eldest is 27, my second is 22, my third is 17, my fourth is 13, and my fifth will be turning 7 on June 13. And so all of my kids, from top to bottom, from left to right, what we all did probably on our second week of ECQ was to do like summer cleaning. So, di ba sa Amerika, meron yung spring cleaning where they clean out all their closets and then they go on a garage sale. So kami, as a family, ginawa namin, nag-summer cleaning kami. So as we went through summer cleaning, everybody took out their clothes in their drawers, in their cabinets, took out their shoes and all. Then we started moving things around. So my kids started putting in, alam mo yung mga trash bag na mga extra large. Siguro mga 3 ganon yung napuno ng mga anak ko. So out of the clothes that they had 2 piles. Of course, the ones that they were going to keep would go back to the closet or the drawer. But the other 2 piles was a pile to give or a pile to give or a pile to sell yung sa garage sale. So tatabi nila kung ano yung may kilala na sila na may kailangan ng damit na yon, o lalagay nila sa give yon. Pagka wala pa silang alam o wala pa silang kilala na may pangangailangan ng damit na yon, lalagay nila sa garage sale yun. So at the end of the week or at the end of the day, they had so many bags. So sabi ko, panahon ko na. So ginawa ko, I went inside my room and then I have a drawer of my t-shirts and then I have, of course, my cabinet and all the stuff. And I realized that when you do all of these things, when you do a lot of the cleaning, nagkakaroon ka ng parang ang dami ko palang gamit na hindi paggamit, na halos mabago-bago pa, meaning maybe twice or three times mo palang nasusuot, but it's relatively new that you have not used in so many years or in so many months. Na iniisip ko, kailangan ko pa talaga to. So I ended up with maybe 2 or 3 big bags of trash bags of clothes. And then I took out all my shoes. And I saw that there was a lot. There was a lot of shoes. And when you think about that, it's important na malaman natin, when you go back to basics, ano ba talaga yung kailangan natin? Di ba? Ano ba talaga yung sinasabi nilang, di ba, pag lumalabas tayo ng ECQ, you only go out to buy the essentials. Yung mga non-essentials, hindi mo na pwedeng bilhin yan. Kaya ang bukas dati sa mga ECQ, yung panahon ng ECQ, grocery, drugstore, at saka yung mga convenience stores. The rest considered as non-essentials. So we want to take a look at what are the essentials. Ano ba talaga yung talagang kailangan na kailangan lang natin so that we can go back to basics and live a very simple life. Because it's the simplicity of life that will help us create wealth over time. Right? That's what you say, living below your means. So when I did some summer cleaning, and maybe some of you pwede kayo mag-react, di ba, sa Facebook. Pwede nyong i-type kung sino sa inyo nag-summer cleaning. Naglinis kayo ng closet, naglinis kayo ng, kunwari, mahilig kayo sa libro, naglinis kayo ng library ninyo, or naglinis kayo yung, kung kunwari, handyman kayo, naglinis kayo ng mga tools ninyo sa mga lalaki. Lagay nyo nga i-thumbs up if you can give a thumbs up on FB Live, you can react there. Just so that Luis and I can know. But essentially, when you talk about that, the first thing that I learned was this. Clothing is essential. Di ba? Kung titignan natin, clothing essential yan. Kailangan natin ng damit. Kailangan natin ng pananamit. Pero sa totoo lang, fashion is a non-essential. Right? I mean, when you think about it, pag lumalabas ka, or kung kunwari, pumapasok ka sa, Saturday, Sunday, lumalabas ka kasama ng pamilya or lumalabas ka kasama ng mga friends mo or even after work, when you go out, normally meron ka mga go-to na mga, ito, komportable ako sa damit na to, komportable ako sa shirt na to, komportable ako sa sapatos na to, o sa sneakers, o sa rubber shoes na to. At yun na lang yun ang sinusuot mo. And we survived. Di ba? We survived so many years or so many months wearing the same clothes. Of course, naintindihan ko yan sa mga women, kailangan hindi ka makikita ng 2 beses na suot yung damit na yon. Pero kung titignan natin, ang pananamit natin kung ano yung komportable sa atin at kung ano yung nababagay sa atin. Di ba? Yun naman yung importante dun eh. So remember, clothing is an essential, but fashion is a non-essential. Why did I choose clothing? Because I like dressing up. I've been in business ever since I was in college. And my third business was into fashion. I went into fashion. I actually tried to make what I wore. Pero hindi pala ganun kadali yun. Ang manufacturing is a totally different industry. Akala ko, ganun lang kadali. Kung gusto mo yung ganitong fashion, tatahi mo lang yun. Pwede mo na ibenta, mabibenta yun. Hindi pala ganun yun. So it's really, at this point, maybe I want to talk about this. When you go back to basics, this is a good time to also start to reconnect with your passion. Why is reconnecting with your passion important? Because that's the one that gave you so much life. Diba? Sinasabi nila, a painter, ang pintor, a painter does not paint because they need to pay the bills. A painter paints because he wants to express himself. And guess what? When he finishes his painting, it's a work of art. Bakit? Dahil passion niya yun eh. Hilig niya yun eh. Kahit hindi siya muna bayaran for that, it's a work of art. And so it's important for us now to start reconnecting with our passion. Because many of you reconnected with, ano ba yung mga passion? Cooking, some of you, passion din yan. Bago nagkaroon ng ECQ, gustong-gusto nyo, nagluluto kayo para sa pamilya ninyo, gusto-gusto kayo, yung iibita ka ng kaibigan, kahit simpleng luto lang, pero napapasaya mo yung mga tao dahil sa luto mo. Importante sa iyo yun. Go back to that. Reconnect with your passion. Kaya nga ang dami na nagte-take out at kung nagde-deliver ngayon sa mga bahay-bahay dahil nakapag-reconnect sila sa mga passion nila. Or some of you might be passionate about drawing. Some of you may be passionate about painting. Some of you, yung mga handyman, passion ninyo yung parati kayo nag-aayos. Pag may sirang pinto, inaayos niyan. Okay lang yan. Pag may sira sa lababo, inaayos yan. That's fine also. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that gave you so much pleasure doing na kahit hindi ka bayaran para doon, reconnect with that. Why? Because when you talk about reconnecting with your passion, you turn out better output. Isipin lang natin na meron tayong mga educators dito kasama natin na taga-DepEd. I remember another consultant friend of mine. We were talking, tapos sinabi niya sa akin, gumawa ang study, I forget if it's UP, but they did a study, yung mga kung saan nanggaling yung mga words. So, dumating sila sa salitang hanap buhay. Tapos, ginawa nila, they did a man on the street. Alam mo yun, yung, para mag-interview, anong ibig sabihin ng hanap buhay para sa'yo? Tapos yun, sa tao sa daan. So they started going out and they started interviewing people, asking, ano ang hanap buhay, anong ibig sabihin ng hanap buhay sa'yo? Apa, sabihin na, pagkakakitaan. Hanap buhay is racket. Okay, hanap buhay is trabaho. Hanap buhay is pera. Hanap buhay, ang daming klaseng descriptions or definitions ng hanap buhay. So pagbalik nila sa word lab, translate nila yung salitang hanap buhay into English. And they said that the literal meaning of hanap buhay is what? Find life. Di ba? Hanap buhay. Find life in what you do. Nandiyan ka na rin lang sa trabaho mo. Find life in what you do. And remember this, the amount of money that you earn is only a reward for a job well done. Kaya kung titignan natin sa mga sales organizations, maybe some of you are part of the sales organization. Sa sales organization, ano yung pinakamalaking chunk ng kanilang income? Hindi ba commission? Bonus. At sa nakakabit yung commission at bonus na yun? Sa performance. Di ba? In other words, kung magaling ka talaga, mas malaki ang bonus mo, mas malaki ang commission mo. Dahil trabaho mo yan. It's your work of art. It's your expression of yourself. So it's important to reconnect with that passion of yours and bring that back to work. Because that is one essential that you have to connect with your passion. Kung sasabihin mo, magluluto ko sa opisina o magluluto ko ng hindi sa ganon. Ano yung na-enjoy mo dun sa bagay na yon na nagbibigay sa iyo ng excitement? What is it that you enjoyed about cooking? Is it the preparation? Is it yung na di mo na kailangan ng recipe book, alam mo nang paano gawin, tapos pag sinerve mo, mas masarap pa kaysa dun sa restaurant? Or if it's being a handyman, you're a fix-it guy. So in other words, sa trabaho, pagdating sa trabaho, kung ano yung sira, nakikita mo kaagad kung paano mo aayusin. Gamitin natin yun. Because these are the things that what we're passionate about. These are the things that when we bring it out into work, you know what? Angat ka sa iba. Because it's like you're not working. Hindi ka nagtatrabaho dahil ginagawa mo yung sobrang gustong-gusto. this is my passion. My passion is to be able to teach, inspire, coach, essentially add value to other people. People that I engage with one-on-one or people like you in the audience, whether through webinar or whether through face-to-face live interaction, live event. That's my passion. And why? Because I want to see one person na talagang sinabi, yes, gagawin ko na to. Dahil pagka nagawa ko yun, I've fulfilled my purpose for the day. When I'm able to add value to others, I've fulfilled my purpose. And I'm satisfied because I've exercised my passion. So importante yan. Go back to what you're passionate about. Second story. My son, my son is he's number 4. Yan yung 13-year-old. Football player yan. He's a team captain of his school, of his varsity team in CSA, Colegio San Agustin, Makati. And he's a very active guy. I mean, nanonood na yan ng Last Dance ni Michael Jordan. So parang ngayon gusto naman niya mag-basketball. He's an active person. He's constantly doing so many things. In fact, as I'm speaking to you now, he's in the room training with his football team online. Nagdi-drills din sila. So syempre, habang lalaki, tapos athlete, so parating gutom. To a point, mga kapatid, na because he gets up late at night. Natutulog na siya, biglang gigising siya, 12 o'clock, sabihin niya, can I make a sandwich? O, gagawa siya ng sandwich. Can I make this? Can I make that? Can I do this? Can I do that? Eh, syempre, yung mga kasambahin namin, kailangan din naman nila magpahinga. Diba? So, in other words, natutulog. So, sabi ng mami niya, at ng wife ko, if you wanna eat after sinayaya have gone to bed, then you have to cook your own food. So siya, natuto na siya. Alam mo, simple lang naman. Hindi naman siya yung chef. Pero yung pancit canton, tapos lalagyan niya ng itlog, tapos mag-experiment siya. But see, he's able now to find a new skill. He's able to take a look at what are certain things that I can do because I need to add to my learning. In other words, sharpening the saw. Di ba? Ganun yan eh. How do you chop a tree? The first thing you do is not to start chopping, but to sharpen the axe so that you can chop the tree quicker. And remember this. Ito naman, tingnan natin ha. Number 2, food is essential. Yeah. But gourmet is a non-essential. So food, essential yan. Pero pag sinamog gourmet, hindi na siya masyadong essential. That's why yung pag nakita natin yan, yung mga take-out and delivery. Di ba? Yung mga take-out and delivery, it's the simple food. Yung chicken, pizza, spaghetti. Kasi, importante yun. But yung mga gourmet, like in our restaurant, hindi masyadong tinatao yun dahil, number 1, mas mahal yung food items dahil it takes time to prepare. And then number 2, pagka na-deliver na yon, hindi na siya kasing sarap kesa pag sinerve siya sa'yo sa restaurant namin. Kasi ganun ang gourmet. Ang gourmet, kailangan pag in-order, saka palang gagawin, saka palang lulutuin, saka palang assembling. Parang yan yung work of art naman ng mga chef. Yung plato sa chef, yung plato, yan yung canvas nila. Yung pagkain na nilalagay nila dyan, yan yung work of art nila. As compared to food, which is what we need to sustain us, spaghetti. Diba? Nilalagay yung noodles, sauce, cheese, hotdog, tapos na. Larga na yun. Kain, di ba? So here naman, I want to talk about maintaining a life of discipline. So we talked about number 1, maintaining, reconnecting with your passion. The second thing is maintaining a life of discipline. Kasi accessible ang ang ref, accessible ang kusina sa lahat ng tao sa bahay. So sabi nga nila nung mga 4th week na nung ECQ, naglolokohan kami mga magkakapatid, magkakaibigan. Sabi niya, pwede bang gawan na rin ng curfew yung refrigerator? Kasi bukas yung kain ng kain yung mga tao. But it's also important for us to understand that not everything that we eat is nutritious. Not everything that we eat will make us healthy. So when I say live a life of discipline, it's really basically us taking a look at ourselves. When you say go back to basics, remember the three basic percentages. What are the three basic percentages? The first percentage is 70%, 70%. The second percentage is 20%, 20%. The third percentage is 10%, 10%. Ano ngayon ito mga to? These are the numbers for fitness and discipline. Ano yung 70%? Simple lang yan mga kapatid. Yung 70%, yan po ang tinatawag na diet, yung kinakain natin. So remember, all food may be good to taste, but not all food is beneficial. So, importante yung diet kung ano yung kinakain natin. Kasi we really are what we eat. So, now that we're in ECQ, we're in GCQ, tandaan natin na simula pa nung ECQ, and even before that, madalas tayong more than 3 times a day na tayo kumakain. Kung nag-aalmusal, tanghalian, hapunan, minsan meron pa tayong kinakain in between. So, be very careful also of what you put into your system, what you eat. Make sure it's nutritious. Make sure also that it will burn fast. That's why importante rin habang nasa bahay tayo, kumakain tayo, yes, pero nag-exercise din tayo. Remember ang gulay, kinakain po yan sa umpisa para mag-provide siya ng roughage for the stomach. Para pag nag-umpisa na tayong kumain ng mga karne or umpisa na tayong kumain ng manok o kaya yung pork, o kung may chicken pork adobo, sarap ng chicken pork adobo. Kain ka ng chicken pork adobo, madali siyang madadigest kasi meron ka ng gulay. So samahan parati natin ng gulay. Alam natin yan, mga kasama natin sa eskwelahan, di ba? Nagtinuturo natin yan. And then, of course, also remember the 20%. What is the 20%? Yan yung physical exercise. So, nung ECQ, kami ang ginagawa namin dito sa bahay. Either magpupunta ka online, manonood ka sa YouTube, tapos sundan mo na lang sila, or my eldest daughter is a Spartan racer. Alam niyo, parang American Ninja Warrior. Parang ganun. Pero ano yun, parang marathon pero may mga obstacles. So she does a lot of the fitness in our house. And she also tells us ano yung mas masustansya kainin, ano yung pwedeng huwag kainin. So fitness is important kasi hindi naman kailangan isang buong oras para mag-exercise. Sometimes 30-45 minutes you're okay. Importante lang yung talagang mag-generate ng heat yung katawan natin at gumalaw yung katawan natin so that the food that we eat is properly digested. Okay, so 70% diet or nutrition, 20% exercise or physical activity, 10%. Ano naman yung 10%? Yung 10%, ito naman yung rest. Okay? Rest. Huwag rest in peace ha, huwag ganon. Rest peacefully. Do not rest in peace. Rest peacefully. So, ibig sabihin ng rest, mga kapatid, hindi lang yung me time. Kasi marami pag sinasabing rest, that's me time. Yung 1 hour, ako lang magbabasa ako, or magpe-pray ako, or magme-meditate. No. What I'm saying with the 10% is the actual sleep, yung tulog. That is very important. Ngayon na malamang sa hindi, we have had enough rest already. In other words, while we're working from home, we're also able to catch up on sleep, which is good because they say that at pag natulog po tayo sa gabi, kailangan po hagip natin yung 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Kasi yan po yung oras, that is the time that what they call rapid eye movement, where your brain releases chemicals that will refresh your body, the whole body, the entire body. And so therefore, that time, 10 p.m. to to 3 a.m. is very critical when you go to sleep at night. And research shows, mga kapatid, research shows 8 hours is ideal. So hopefully, from the ECQ, March 15 hanggang ngayon na June 3, hopefully, within that time, we were able to get at least 8 hours of rest. Kasi work from home na rin yung marami sa atin. So, very important yan. Because research shows this. If you lack sleep, it really shortens your life. If you lack 8 hours of sleep, it really shortens your life. So, extended periods of time na kulang ka, parati ng kulang ng tulog, then it has the potential to shorten one's life. So, maybe on FB Live, if you're able to comment also, type nyo nga, ilang oras ang average na tulog na nakukuha mo sa isang gabi, gabi-gabi? What is the average number of hours of sleep that you have, that you get every night? Including ito, including itong ECQ, MECQ, at saka GCQ. So, importante yan. Type nyo lang while I'm talking. But it's very important because when you live a life of discipline, just like when you reconnect with your passion, that gives you so much fulfillment, right? But when you live a life of discipline, remember this. This is the only vehicle that will take you towards your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. This is the only vehicle that will get you through to the new normal. Kasi meron pa tayong MGCQ. We're not yet out of it. It is also this that will help fight the coronavirus. It is this that will help see your children through college and work. It is this body that will see your grandchildren. So it's important that we take care of our health today. That's basic. Basic yan, pero paminsan kasi, hindi, kadalasan, nakakalimutan na natin. Dahil sa sobrang busy natin, wala namang problema doon. Nabibusy talaga tayong lahat. Pero importante, balik natin yan. Maging conscious lang tayo na ano ba yung kinakain ko, ano ba yung exercise ko, kaya ko ba, nakakatulog ba ako ng maayos sa gabi, pahinga. But of course, when we talk about rest, that's also me time. Yung ikaw lang. Know what you do for prayer, what you do for meditation, what you do, let's say you exercise on your own, that's fine also. But importante, dun sa tatlong yun, yung rest. Remember kailangan may yung tatlong yun ginagawa natin. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, tama naman yung kinakain ko o kaya, saka nag-exercise naman ako. Kaya 4 or 5 hours of sleep, that's fine. I don't need 8 hours. No. There are many cases today of younger generations because they think that they're they think that they're young, they can handle it, they work 2 jobs or they have a job, then they have a business, so they lack sleep. They're eating properly, they're exercising, they're healthy, or so we think. Pero dahil kulang sa tulog, maagang nagpapaalam sa mundo. So go back to that. Go back to your fitness. Take care of yourself. Very important. Okay? So third story. Our third story is, I remember a time where we see a lot of the new terms. What are the new terms that we've heard? We've heard, of course, the new normal. We've also heard the term work from home. We've also heard the term frontliners, essentials, non-essentials. Marami tayong term na nakukuha di ba? Webinars, Zooming, Zoom meeting, homeschooling is now a term, di ba? Kasi ganun yung magiging mode of education ng mga bata ngayon because no face-to-face classroom learning until we don't see a vaccine or until country has come up with a vaccine because we want to protect the health and the lives of our children. Tama naman yun. Diba? So now, homeschooling is becoming kind of a new term. But there's one term na talagang, when you talk about it, yan yung one of the very, very first terms that we've heard. yung WFH or work from home. So when you talk about work from home, I want to talk about naman here a life of order and organization. So we talk about work from home. Remember, nung ECQ hanggang ngayon na GCQ na tayo, work did not stop for many. For many, work did not stop. In other words, as a businessman, I still had to do work. This is my 11th webinar. I've done 11 out of the 11. I did 2 videos, and this is my 11th. I still have another one on Saturday. I have so that's 12. 13 will be on Tuesday, and then on the 16th will be my 14th, and then on the 19th will be my 15th. So I did all of that while we were on ECQ until now. So the work still continues. Hindi naman tumitigil ang trabaho. So when you talk about work, it's important to know that work or business is essential. When I say business, I use that in a broad term. Business or work is essential. Why? Because we have to be productive. Okay? So follow your passion, look at your fitness so that you can become more productive or productivity. All of this will lead towards that, yung productivity natin. So pag sinabi mong business is essential, syempre hindi pwedeng mawala yan dahil kabuhayan natin yan. Whether you're in business, whether you're working for a company, whether you belong to an organization, and you have work, and thank God you do, always remember, it's not a vacation. Work still has to continue. So, pag sinabi natin a life of discipline, a life of order and organization, remember business is essential, but business is not an essential or is a non-essential. So, business is essential. Work is essential because that's how we become productive. That's how we send our kids to school. That's how we provide food on the table. However, business is not essential. Kung titignan natin mga kapatid, yung nung panahon ng lockdown hanggang ngayon, walang mga kotse sa daan. So ako, I was able to go out because I needed to buy the essentials. Diba yung quarantine pass, ang head of family nakasulat doon. So since I'm the head of family, ako yung lumalabas. So when I go out to do the grocery or to buy medicine, I find out there's no one on the street. Walang kotse. Hello, I'm back. Sorry. Sorry
It's okay, it's okay.
about that. There you go. Okay. Shadow ko na-excite na. Excite na rin yata si Zoom. So where was I? So yung mga sasakyan, di ba? Yung sasakyan, hindi porket nasa garahe yan, hindi mo na paandarin yan. So kailangan paandarin mo pa rin yan. Okay? Tapos pwede buksan mo yung aircon o paminsan kung naiinitan ka tapos may sasakyan kayo, maybe a few minutes, doon ka muna sa loob ng sasakyan habang pinapainit mo yung makina. So remember, that's busyness. Kasi umaandar yung makina, umaandar yung aircon, umaandar yung radyo. Nakikinig ka sa radyo habang nasa loob ka ng sasakyan or nakikinig ka ng music. Diba? But it doesn't mean that the car is moving or is going somewhere for achievement. Because many people are just busy, but it doesn't mean that they're achieving anything. So remember, a business is essential. Conserve. In other words, prioritize what you need to do. Prioritize kung ano yung importante para sa iyo. When you talk about living a life of order and organization, work from home means you still continue producing the work that you were supposed to do. Nasa bahay ka lang. So, in other words, kung dati, katulad ko, nagigising ako ng mga 5:30, 5:30, pwede ka magising ng konting late. Okay lang yun. Pero wag na yung sobrang late naman na wala ka nang nagagawa. Because you still have to keep that discipline of this is my schedule and this is how I'm supposed to go to work. Kasi pag pumasok na tayo sa normal at na-lift na lahat ng quarantine, and people are back to the office, people are back to work, people are back, it's moving into the new normal, those are still going to be the discipline. Those are still going to be the order of your day. Pwedeng magbago siya ng kaunti because maybe sa shift or because they've had to do a new workforce schedule, but essentially, you don't want to lose that organization and order life. Because remember, God is a God of order. Kaya nga, di ba, 7 days He made creation. When He made the planets, isn't it moving around in an orbit? Can you imagine if there was no orbit? The planets will all bump each other. Because that's the way He designed us. He designed us based on order. Kailangan may order ang buhay natin. There was a research that was done or a study that was done. They put a man underground. Pero kompleto. He had his living, he had food, kompleto siya. He had to do his work there also, but he lived underground. This was filmed, actual film. Ang problema lang doon sa lugar niya, wala siyang oras. Wala siyang oras. So lahat manual yung paggawa niya ng trabaho niya. Wala siyang orasan. They wanted to check whether a person really had what they called a body clock. And true enough, in the video, when you watch that scientific study, when it was time up above ground, when it was time to eat, he felt hungry and he started preparing his meal. When it was time to sleep, and he started to wind down, get ready for bed, and eventually go to sleep. When it was time to wake up, his body was the one that woke him up. So in other words, what are we saying? That's a cycle that we don't want to break because that's the kind of order that we have. If we try to take a look at all these basics, taking a look, reconnecting your passion. Number 2, living a life of is order, taking care of business, but not always getting busy for non-essentials. These are the things that we will go back to when the new normal happens. So in essence, it's really living a life of simplicity. Let me begin to wind up with a term called VUCA. Most of us know this. Uncertain, complex, and ambiguous or unclear.
Where's your RD? Just wait. Just wait. I think they're just restarting, but uh, yes. So while waiting for Sir RD to go back online, but okay. Thank you for watching. But still, let's okay. Let's go back to Sir RD.
Ta-da! I'm back. I'm back again. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry mga kapatid. Sorry mga kaibigan. Alam mo naman, kailangan kausapin na natin ang mga telco natin. Increase na ninyo yung bandwidth namin para hindi na kami nagda-drop. I'm sorry. So here we go. Am I okay to continue now?
Yes.
Luis?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. So yeah, I left off with the term VUCA. Did you know that the term VUCA came from the military? The military was the one who termed the coin VUCA. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Why? Because that's war. In war, when you're in war, it's volatile. I mean, you don't know when things are gonna explode. You don't know when things are gonna erupt. You don't know when the war is going to just break through or break open. It's also uncertain. May uncertainty yan because you don't know where the enemy is hiding. You're in warfare. Hindi mo alam. There are many things that are complex because when you enter enemy territory, you're outside of your own comfort zone and territory. So it's very complex. And then ambiguous means it's not clear, malabo siya. So because
Oh, okay. So they're having I think they're the connections or the bandwidth ni Sir Ardy is having is being intermittent. But while waiting for him to be online again. Okay. Yan. Special acknowledgement lang to the people joining us. Sila all the way from Davao del Sur. Yan, we have si Miss Ronaline Ofalia. It's
okay.
okay, Sir Ardy.
I'll just go through this very quickly.
Sure,
I'm
sure.
sorry. I'm really sorry about this. Yeah. So here we go. Where am I? There. VUCA. When you talk about VUCA, so sa military nga siya nanggaling, di ba? But the Harvard Business School said that's not just for military kasi in life, just like in business, it's also VUCA dahil there's also volatility, there's also uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So, look at VUCA. What is our response? So what VUCA is? It's another thing to say, kailangan as leaders, wherever you are or whatever industry you belong to, or whatever career you fall into, always remember it's up to us to come up with the right response. So here we go. For a term like volatility means you don't know when things are gonna explode or when things are gonna like the coronavirus. Everything's volatile kasi you could be well today and then you go out, you get in contact with someone who has the COVID-19. All of a sudden, you're now PUI or PUM. So it's very volatile. It's like walking eggshells. So people are scared in a time of volatility. So for us as leaders, it's important for us to understand that at the time of volatility, we have to provide safety. Volatility, every time there's volatility, as leaders, we have to provide safety. So for example, like this, essential workers. This is from the train station in the US. Train station siya. Essential worker, yes, it's okay to ride the train. Essential worker, no, nakalagay dyan, no. Why are you even here reading this? Go home, di ba? So, safety. Every time there's a volatile situation, we have to provide safety. Safety for our family, safety for ourselves, safety for our team. Importante yun. Next, we take a look at uncertainty. This is a time where, the quarantine is kind of lifted, mas ano na siya, mas maluwag na, people can go out. Pero when people go out, meron pa rin uncertainty eh. When people start reporting for work, there's still a level of uncertainty. While the first round of shuffling may have happened, there's still uncertainty. Do I still have a job when I go back to work? How can I perform when I go back to work? What's the arrangement going to be? Am I still going to be working from home? Am I going to be on shortened work hours? Shortened, are my days going to be Monday to Thursday? I'm going to have longer weekends, 3-day weekends. There's a lot of uncertainty. So people don't know, do I go here? Do I go there? So for us as leaders, of course, if there's uncertainty, it's important that we point them towards the right direction so that they have certainty. So that when they come back to work, they know that, yes, there is still work that I'm going back to, or you're free to look for work elsewhere. Or certainty in terms of direction. O hindi na muna ito gagawin natin, ito na muna gagawin natin. For one of my restaurants, it's a bar. So we really open at night. But when we decide to open, we're going to have to open during the day and serve food. Kasi we're not in the takeout and delivery business. We're really more the dine-in business. And so when DTI says by June 15, when we move into the MGCQ, you can now accommodate 50% capacity of your restaurant. So we'll have to make that shift. So we have to be certain about the move that we're going to take so that we can service our customers and still provide work, employment for our team. Certainty. Kasi maraming uncertain time. Letter C is complexity. Minsan, napaka-complex. Hindi mo na nga alam kung anong Q ang meron tayo. Umpisa tayo sa ECQ. Tapos MECQ. Tapos may GCQ. Tapos may MGCQ. So sinasabi niya, ano naman susunod? Barbecue, kamote Q, banana Q. Parang it's just too complex. The terms, the news that we're hearing, it comes from different sources. Of course, you're not just listening to DOH. You're not just listening to DTI. You're not just listening to IATF. But you also have to listen to what's happening around the world. Kasi hindi lang naman, apektado tayong lahat. That's why it's called a pandemic because it's global. Health has been compromised globally. The economy of all countries have been compromised. So we're all jump-starting. The world has been reset. That's why it's more complex because it's global. It's on a global scale. So the vaccine is not just going to come from us in the Philippines. It's not just going to come from another country. It's not just going to come from Europe. It's not going to come from the Americas. It's not going to come from Asia. It may just well be a cooperation of all nations coming up with one vaccine. You know what I mean? It becomes complex because and in the news, meron pang fake news, meron pang that's why kung meron kayong kinabibilangan ng mga Viber group, siguro lagyan niyo raise hands lang sa FB Live. Sino sa inyo dumami yung inyong Viber groups? Dati meron kang Viber group sa trabaho, meron kang Viber group sa friends, ngayon meron ka na sa pamilya, meron ka na sa mga pinsan, meron ka na sa bagito, meron ka na sa church, parang dumami bigla yung Viber groups mo, di ba? And all of these will feed information to you. And it can get very complicated. So as a leader, what do? We now are supposed to provide simplicity. Simplicity. Put things in order, make things more simple for you. For example, where do you get your information? Wag lang puro Facebook, mga kapatid. Wag lang puro TikTok, mga kapatid. Get your information from the reputable source. Government agencies. So, alam nyo, when you talk about information kasi, there's always margin of error when you talk about information. There's always a margin of error. Whether that's already a reputable agency, the news, the news channels, or sources which are valid sources of news. There's always a room for error. However, it should not be so big. So get know where to get your source of information. And for the other Viber groups that really don't contribute much, leave and delete. Mas simple ang buhay, mas okay. Kung ano yung ginawa natin sa closet natin na nagtanggal tayo ng mga hindi natin ginagamit o hindi natin kailangan, ganun din ang gawin natin sa Viber, FB Messenger, sa Instagram, and all that. Why? Because you want to be able to start from a simplistic point of view. Remember, it's a restart. It's a restart. Now we're moving for us. In our bar, we've actually come up with a rebranding. We're celebrating 10 years. The rebranding, we're setting the next 10 years, next 20 years, next 30 years. So we want to keep it simple. We want to keep it simple so that life should not be complicated. Life enough for us to enjoy and to enjoy. Last, I don't know if you can see the word ambiguity there. Kasi nga ambiguity is not clear. So people don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. It's ambiguous. It's not clear. How do we go out? How do we go about things? Even for us in the F&B industry, the restaurant industry, it's ambiguous. We know our protocols, but still at the end of the day, it's up to our customers to feel safe to come in. In the training and consulting industry, Luis and Jen know that very well. It's still ambiguous. For me personally, all my coachings, all my planned seminars for the entire year, all canceled. It wasn't even postponed. It was canceled. And then we're now moving into this online format, online platform. So we're getting there, but it's still ambiguous. We still don't know where things are going to go. And I can also imagine the school system going into blended learning, homeschooling. You have questions about internet connection. You have questions about will the students really study on their own at home? There's so many questions because for us at this point in time, it's still unclear. It's still ambiguous. So as a leader, we should be the ones who will also provide clarity. Let's provide clarity. Like now, before you go out, meron ng mga, park rules, social distancing, always wear a mask. Now it's clear, no mask, no entry. In restaurants where we've been asked to put stickers on tables that you should not sit people in. Or where saan lang sila pwedeng kumain at umupo. So may mga sticker na nakalagay, eat here, o merong mga stand here, merong mga arrows kung saan ka maglalakad. And then everybody, may protocols na yan. Everybody has to be wearing a mask, having a face shield. Tapos pag magbabayad, I'm talking about the restaurant industry, pag magbabayad, kung pwedeng cashless or kung cash man ang babayaran, kailangan meron kang maliit na tray para hindi nahahawakan ng pera. And then our staff always has to wash their hands. There's always safety checks, sanitation checks. So it's clear now when people go back to work, what is expected of me, because it's ambiguous for many. So marami tayong pinag-usapan and I really enjoyed this time with you. But let's always remember when we go back to basics, it's for our own good, because when we go back to basics, it allows us really to take a look at what's important to us. There are two things, then I'll show you a video. Two things that are essential, period. First one is this, faith. Faith is essential, period. Wala nang faith is essential, this one is non-essential. Kasi pag pinag-usapan mo ang faith, that's it. So when you talk about faith, I mentioned this in one of my sessions, one of my online seminars. You can look everywhere for the answer. You can look everywhere for information. You can look in front of you. You can look behind you. You can look to your left, to your right. But what's important is to look up every single day. Look up. Whatever time of day it is, look up. Because sailors back in the day, when they didn't have these expensive compasses and gadgets, how did they get to their destination? They always looked up to the North Star, or they looked up to the brightest star in the middle of the night. When we talk about faith, Jesus is also referred to as the morning star. And there are times na wala na tayong magawa, tama? I'm sure you've experienced that. Wala na tayong magawa. Nagawa na natin humanly possible. Nagplano na ako, nagtabi na ako ng ano, nagganito na ako, naggana na ako, pero parang wala pa rin, Lord. You know what I mean? Now is the time to use the term bahala na. That term means bathala na. In other words, God is in control. When they use that term, they used it more for the positive rather than the negative. Negative eh, parang iba nga, bahala na si Batman, eh, di ba? Pero sinasabi lang, bahala na, pero hindi sila nakahanda. Pag ginamit po natin yung salitang bahala na, ibig lang pong sabihin nun, nagawa ko na ang lahat na makakaya ko. Sa mga kamay ko, sa isipan ko, pati na rin sa puso ko, nagawa ko ng lahat. Pero wala, dead end, Lord, wala talaga eh. Hindi ko makita kung paano. Lord, bahala ka na. Bahala na. In other words, you take control. Our will is faith pleases God. It is faith that pleases God. And God will faith. Lord, I know that you can do this. I know that in our Father, you deliver us from evil. But declare me, Lord, deliver us from all of this. He will answer our prayers. Next is this. This is not a time to, yung sa business ka, profiteering, di ba? That's a criminal offense. You're taking advantage of the situation to gain profit for yourself. But this is a time of generosity, and we've seen so much generosity amongst our neighbors, our co-workers, di ba? Yung talaga, sometimes our own company, na even the government. Sa totoo lang, I wish, siyempre, wala namang perfect na gobyerno, mga kapatid. But at least, they set aside money to kahit ayuda, subukan natin bigyan lahat. This is a time where our generosity as a country or as a people really took precedence. And this is also the time that we should help each other. I belong to a group called Resto.ph. Resto.ph is a group of restaurant owner. Lalaki, hindi kayo yung mga Jollibee, yung mga Maxes. We're not that. We're the small ones. Yung isang branch, dalawang branch, pinakamaraming branch yata sa amin, 20 branches. Pero yung gano'n, yung nandyan yung mga potato corner. So nag-band together kami, nagsama-sama kami. And I like what Raymond Magdaluyo said. He's one of the bigger chain restaurant owners. Sabi niya, tayong bumitaw mga kapatid. Magtulungan tayo. We're here to help each other. Kakayanin natin to. Kasi sa totoo lang, sabi niya sa amin, sa totoo lang, tayo yung dapat huling magbubukas. Hindi pa dapat tayo magbubukas ng GCQ. Pero nilalabi natin na gagawin namin ang lahat para panatagan loob ng mga diners, ng mga customers na kumain ulit sa mga restaurant namin. Pero sisiguraduhin namin na gagawin namin ligtas ang mga restaurant namin. Para hindi kami malubog, hindi kami mawalan ng negosyo, hindi kami walan ng trabaho. Kasi marami ring taong nakaasa sa amin. Galing. So it was just a time where everybody bonded together. And that's why by June 15, sabi ni Secretary Mon Lopez of PTI that pwede na mag-dine-in. Kasi yung grupo namin yun yung naglalobby. So sabi, we'll do everything to make sure it's safe. Just give us an opportunity because food and beverage, ang laking negosyo niyan sa Pilipinas eh. Diba? Tayo, mahilig tayo kumain. Mahilig tayo mag-celebrate. Mahilig tayo lumabas. Diba? So, importante yung industriya niyan. So, give us a fighting chance. Now is the time for generosity. We have been giving, we have been supporting, and remember, you can never, when I say faith, you can never outgive God. That is true. The more you give, the more you will receive. But don't do it because you're going to receive. Do it because you know that you're helping someone. You know that this money or this help, this time will go to help someone or add value to someone who needs it the most. And give with a cheerful heart. Of course, yung maluwag sa'yo. Kung ano yung kaya mong ibigay na maluwag sa'yo, yun yung ibigay. Before I go, let me just show you a video. That's okay, Luis. Just give me a thumbs up if it's okay. Okay, let me just show you a quick video. This is from this is a lesson about coffee. If you like coffee, since you're mahilig sa kape, taas ang kamay, mga kapatid. Oh, put a heart on your FB, FB comment section. Okay. Enjoy this film. This is about it's called Life is Like a Cup of Coffee. Then I'll come back to you.
The video is not showing, Sir Ardy. Sir Ardy, the video is not showing. Sir Ardy. Sir Ardy. Sir Ardy, the video is not showing. Sir Ardy, can you call back or message him? The video is not showing, Sir Ardy. The video is not showing.
Sorry?
The video is not showing.
It's not showing?
Yes, yes.
Oh, from kanina pa? From the start?
From the start.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry about that. So, ganito na lang. Can I share this video with you and then put it on parallel, vertical parallel?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that it wasn't showing. But let me just go back to that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share this with Luis and Jen, and they can put it on their site, vertical parallel, and you can view it from there. it's a really nice video about coffee and the cups of coffee. So just allow me na lang to end um, with a final thought that sabi ni Peter Drucker, when change happens, always remember two things. Number one, determine what will absolutely not change. And when I said determine what will absolutely not change, sabi niya, those are your values. Those are your beliefs. Those are the things that you hold dear. Do not change that. He said, after you determine what will absolutely not change, he said, determine to change absolutely everything else. So if you think about it, today, nowadays, everything around us has changed. The way we live our lives, the way we go out, the way we interact with people, all of that has changed. But in you personally, don't lose track of that's supposed to be at your core. And our values is what shapes our character. The late Tim Elmore, not the late Tim, but Tim Elmore said this: your competence will get you to the top, but it's your character that will keep you.
Thank you, Sir Ardy, for the talk. We
Thank
really appreciate the wisdom behind those learnings. You could, guys, listeners or FB viewers, Sir RD will send us the link so you can watch the video.
Yeah.
You can actually send it right now, Sir RD, if you want, if you prefer. But moving forward, they do have somebody send me questions kasi, and I think
Sure.
sorry for I know there are questions coming in from the I'm just writing it from the sorry
Yeah.
from my PM messages and from comments. But we will answer them. One question would be
Mm-hmm.
how can we encourage okay, sabi niya, I'm
Yeah.
anxious right now, but how can I encourage others to move forward in this post-pandemic? I think he or she is
Yeah.
anxious. Hindi sinabi kung ano eh. Kung siya ba
Yeah.
yun. Basta he said the question eh. He's a guy. So I'm not sure if
Right.
it's a question. Cardi?
Yeah. So when you talk about anxiety, yeah, I mean everybody's anxious, yeah, because it's something that para siyang curveball eh. Hindi natin nakita, biglang dumating. Eh, diba? So lahat ng tao anxious. And for minsan in a small degree or in a large degree, everybody's anxious. Everybody wants to either get all back on track with life. What's bad lang kasi is when you let anxiousness turn into fear, because anxiousness turn into fear can be debilitating. So we talk about fear. Always remember, fear is false, letter F, false expectations appearing real. False expectations appearing real. In other words, there's nothing to fear than fear itself, because it's really not going to happen. But because we meditate on the fear too much, many times it becomes reality. So if you're anxious, if you feel anxious, you know what my suggestion is? It's good to talk. Get someone close enough to you, but also someone who's more senior and maybe who's more experienced than you, and talk about what you're anxious about, because it's important to let it go at least, or to release it at least. Someone is also accountable together with you. So if anything happens, hindi ka nag-iisa. Merong isang tao may alam ng sitwasyon mo that you can go to. And also many times when people are anxious, lalo na tayong mga Pinoy, hindi tayo mapagsabi yung we don't like expressing our anxiety over with others, because we always want to be happy, we always want to be joyful, etc., etc. O GCQ na, tapos ngayon ka pa naging anxious, iba gaganunin pa eh. So, but it's important that you get someone whom you can talk to and share your anxiety. When I say share, not that they will take the anxiety for themselves, but share what are you anxious about, right? And that person may be able to help you. It's always good to surround yourself kasi with people whom you can just say, I'm really worried about this. I'm really about this. This is what I was thinking about. What do you think about this? If I do this, then they can validate or they can help you out. But everybody's anxious, so you're not alone. I'm not saying. All I'm saying is you're not alone, but it's important also to get someone um, close to you, close enough to you, so that you can share what you're anxious about and really talk about it. I mean, God gave us mouths and language so that we can always communicate and talk. I think what's important is conversations. The conversation that you have is dispels the anxiety because at least you get wisdom and you're able to give out, share what you're anxious about. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Sir Ardy, for
Yep.
answering their question.
Yes.
Quickly lang,
Yeah.
there's another question.
Mhm.
How can I, how can we go back, how can I go back to basics? Sorry, basic, um, with the experience of this post-pandemic. Sorry, with the experience of this pandemic pala, sabi niya. Okay,
Okay.
so I think he's worrying of going back to basics. Sorry, back to basic, but the experience of pandemic has never been parang encountered in his life. So
Yeah. Mm.
she's an educator, so she's talking about doing a restart. So hindi ko alam eh. I think it's about
Yeah.
the restarting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir Eddie.
Yeah. So if you notice, no, the things that I talked about were all really very basic, which is to reconnect with your passion, is to live a life of discipline, and to always maintain a life of order and organization. These are all very basics na we, at this point in time, we were able to reconnect with all of that. We were able to take a look at all of that, or at least be conscious about it. Na, kasi these are the things also that will help you or help all of us, not just you, but these are the things that will help you move forward. So, in fact, when you talk about fitness, ano pa lang yun eh, katawan pa lang yun. When you talk about fitness, it talks about fitness, discipline of the mind to keep on learning, discipline of the body. I just talked about the body, discipline of the body to go the distance, and discipline of your soul to keep you centered on what is important and valuable. So when you talk about discipline of the mind, kailangan rin importante yan. Back to the basics then. Always challenge your mind, but to keep thinking, keep moving forward, sharpening the saw or sharpening the axe. That's very important. So what I'm saying essentially is when you say going after all of this, beyond the crisis, back to the basics, we've had a chance to take a look at what are the essentials in life. Kasi narinig natin yan eh, di ba? Paglalabas ka, kailangan lang, paglabas mo, essentials ang bibilin mo, grocery, at saka gamot, non-essentials. And we survived. We survived 70 plus days just on the essentials. So, when you talk about the basics, yan yung sinasabi nating essentials. And if we continue to practice the basics, then that will move us close, that will move us higher and higher. So, that's what I'm saying. Kasi we're entering a new normal. Remember, lahat ng mga athletes, I'll tell you a quick analogy. I don't know if you know the game rugby. Rugby, it's not like football. It's like American football, pero walang mga padding-padding yan. There is a team called the All Blacks. They're the All Black team because that's their uniform. They're all black. They're a Samoan team. They're all black. They wear all black. Sila yung nagkahaka yung mga ganun. You can research it. The All Blacks team. And that team is not, they do not do anything extraordinary. I think they're not like Michael Jordan. very flashy player. They're not like Kobe Bryant. They're not a very flashy team. But you know what? They have the basics drilled. Every single practice, they just do more of the basics. For example, in basketball, if you dribble, that's the basics. You should be able to dribble without looking at the ball. You should be shooting. You should be able to shoot as many balls as possible and know that it's going to go in. So they drill themselves in the basics and they do more than what the basic requires. And they're not a flashy team, but they just do the basics exceptionally well. I'll tell you this: the All Blacks team is undefeated until today. In other words, all rugby teams want to defeat the All Black team because they're very grounded on the basics, and that's what makes them successful over time. That's why it's important to do that.
Thank you, Sir Ardy. Oh, guys, remember that yung sinabi ni Sir Ardy, no? Questions are coming in, but because
Yes.
of time constraints, we need to cut it short. Um, any any plugins, Sir Ardy, can they catch you where, or is there any events you're coming in?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can no, you can go on YouTube and type Insights with Ardy Abello. That's my YouTube channel. So we have videos there. In fact, after this, we're going to be shooting again for Insights. Then you can catch me also on Facebook. You can message me at Ardy S Abello, ARDY S Abello, and of course on IG, Instagram, I'm also there, AS Abello. And if you still want to email, it's rd.abello@gmail.com. That's it. I
Okay,
hope to see you guys online. I hope to see you guys on social media. Thanks, Luis. Thanks, Jen. Thank you so much.
thank you,
You
Sir
guys
Ardy.
are
Oh,
great.
guys, please catch Sir Ardy in the infos that he gave. Also, if I know for the other, I mean, thank you, DepEd, for joining us. Thank you for PPA, Philippine Ports Authority. I know some of your employees or kasama sa team natin will be watching this video after. This will be posted and published in video later. So please share, like, comment. Those questions that have been sent in prior to before we end, we'll try to answer them later, even if we're off air. So thank you and acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge
Yeah.
people who came, who went to listen, even if they're in Davao del Sur, Cavite, Occidental Mindoro, and the greater GMO, Greater Metro Manila area. Thank you for participating. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sir Ardy, for spending your time with us, sharing such wisdom and insight on being and moving back to basics. No, I like Sir Ardy's topic. So, guys, remember, just like our page, and if this training has been helping you a lot, please not consider, but do a call to action. Support our burden to breakthrough as we create swab booths for our frontliners in connection with the government strategies for the mass testing. Also for the PPEs, I'll show you the video as we end. Burden to Breakthrough, kindly support in our upcoming events this coming connected with moving beyond crisis. So follow us on our page Vertical Parallel. Sorry, nabulat ako. Vertical Parallel Asia. Any more announcements? Sir RD, would you can I ask you to invite them to support our Burden to Breakthrough?
Yes, I said giving is an essential, and it's a very worthy cause. It's going to the frontliners. Burden to Breakthrough is a very good initiative of Vertical Parallel and Luis and Jenny, and support because you know that what you're doing, it doesn't matter the amount. I think what's important is the ability to just constantly give because as we give, we know that it's going to become, it's going to create better lives for our frontliners. Just the heart of this couple is amazing with what they're doing. So go ahead and support them. Giving is an essential. And always remember, the more you give, the more you will receive back. And you can never outgive that. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir RD. Thank you guys for joining us. Moving forward, Vertical Parallel in partnership with the groups, with our groups, Icon Graphics, Elevation Peme Magalong Talks. And the Moving Beyond Crisis will continue next week as we tackle about other topics. So just visit our page. And since Vertical Parallel is doing this online, you might as well click like, comment, so that we can really spread the word on this one. And guys, thank you. As I show you the video, thank you everyone. Good night. I hope you enjoy the online training. Sorry we had to extend a bit, but thank you for everyone. Thank you especially Sir Ardy for your time. Thank you sir for spending your time with us. So guys, good night. Enjoy the evening. God bless. Before we end, can I just pray? Can I just pray a short prayer? Lord, we thank you for this time together. We ask for your favor and grace as we proceed with the week. We know, Father, that ECQ has been lifted, but we know that your protection is sovereign and you will always protect us. We thank you that you always hear us when we call. We thank you for your grace and love. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you for this afternoon. Goodbye.